Last night I tasted strange fruit beneath my pillow as I endured the stench of death's breeze gazing through my windows. I could see the cotton fields and the whips that kept them going. I felt the pains of oppression and the joys of freedom's homecoming. Last night I talked to Malcolm and debated with Martin, and we all agreed that we need to be doing more than just marching. I spoke with Rosa as she refused to release her seat, sat beside her, and inherited the courage to speak. And in a gentle voice, she leaned over to me and said, "Life for me ain't been no crystal stair. So don't you sit down because you think this kind of hard." And then she said, "Run, black man, run." So I ran all the way to Greenville, Mississippi, because I remember my grandmother had a plan to bring blacks back from the pitfalls of racial injustice. So she introduced me to Harriet Tubman, who gave me my instructions and said, "Run, black man, run." So I ran all the way to Virginia without delay, where I met up with John Brown at Harper's Ferry on that glorious day and rallied the troops when we recited "If We Must Die" by Claude McKay. And just before they surrounded him with the lion's roar, he shouted, "Run, black man, run." So I ran across 7 seas and down the street to Gandhi's, where we prayed that the truth be spoken from the top of every roof, the bottom of every ocean, and the peak of every mountain. And just before he took his last breath, this prayer he prayed: "Run, black man, run." So I ran right past Gory Island and out of the filth society buried my dignity in, and I rose, a phoenix, flying on the flames from the depths of my self-inflicted pains. I woke up this morning and a voice said, "Stand, black man, stand for what it means to be the king of your land. Stand for those who have fallen victim to the prejudice of time, those who have lost their lives on the picket lines. For it is you that they fear, imitate, and despise. You are the blood, sweat, and tears that built this country. You are the farmer cultivating your children's destiny. You are the activist holding governments accountable for their actions. You are the lawyer convicting Lady Justice and her racial imbalance." See, last night I tasted strange fruit beneath my pillow, all because my ancestors kicked, clawed, and scraped at my windows, shouting, "No justice, the revolution, no peace will not be televised," sparking in me a fire fueled by equity, education, and employment. So last night I fell asleep, third eyes wide, and traveled through time, searching for a better peace of mind. And this morning I woke up for the first time.
All right, all right, all right. Welcome to the Unspoken Heart Discussion Hour. We have a fiery topic for you today. We're bringing in Mr. Des, our 2024 Powerful Poet of the Year. He is here to break his silence, so make sure that y'all share, like, and tune in because he got a lot to say that's going to open your eyes and drop your jaws. So make sure that you do not miss out on one word. Make sure you tune in next Friday as Mr. Britton. He's going to be coming on to host a show talking about the relationship game changer. Now, to introduce the one that's going to be breaking his silence, standing his ground, and making changes in lives, we introduce no other than our motivational speaker, Mr. Des.
How's everybody doing this evening? Thank y'all for letting me in. I appreciate y'all.
Thank you, thank you. Also, we're waiting on Mr. Robinson to come. He had to help Miss Shackles and getting connected because she's going to be joining us as well. So we're going to go ahead on with the show until they pop in. He'll wave to me when he's here. But let's go ahead and start off because you decided to come on to 2024's Powerful Poet Contest.
Yes,
What were you thinking when you decided to join this?
I'm a poet. I was a poet, and I was looking for just something to just be therapeutic and let things off my chest and have everything go the way it's supposed to go.
So can you kind of fill somebody in because that was a powerful piece. And could you just fill us in and what inspired you to write that particular piece? And what message was you trying to get across to America in listening to it?
I was thinking about my grandmother.
Okay, okay.
That's where it came from. I was thinking about my grandmother, and if you pay attention to the first stanza of the piece, when I said I was going back to Greenville, Mississippi, that's who I
Yeah.
was thinking about, Miss Eliza D. Jones. That's the inspiration behind that piece.
Great inspiration. Great inspiration. Now, you are the first man to win in the Unspoken Heart Discussion Hour Powerful Poet.
What?
How did it feel when your name was announced as the winner?
It was surprising for one, because the poets that came and put their therapeutic moments in session to give to you, I was like, ain't no way I'm gonna win. I'm just like, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna make this poem a part of the process and see if it happens. But when it that at that moment, I was like, okay, somebody's thinking. Somebody's thinking. That's what I thought.
Okay, okay. Now I know it took a minute to get the trophy in hand. It was a beautiful trophy, but you decided to do something different than anybody else did, and you gifted that trophy. What were you thinking when you decided to give this gift over that you had been awarded?
That's my mom. I gave it to my mama. I gave that trophy to my mama because look, okay, I guess the question was what made me give that over, because the simple fact, I just want my mama to know, hey, your son's still doing something good. Something your mama.
Yes, love
But
it,
yeah,
love it.
mama, that's my baby. My mama is my baby. I apologize to every woman in my life, but my mama is my baby. So every time I win something, I want my mama to have it.
Beautiful, beautiful. I want to thank everyone over there, over there on YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, and both Facebook pages for tuning in. If I do see your comments, if I don't get to flash it, just know I will respond later on. It's kind of hard to operate everything and then flash the comments. I got to get me some help in here to help me with these comments. So just bear with me. I do see your comments. So thank y'all for tuning in. I really, really do appreciate it. Now, on this here, this piece was very, powerful and it touched a lot of people and there was no dry eyes when you was announced as I'm telling you straight, I seen it. They broke down in tears. They was proud of Mr. Des, Mr. 337, because this was a delivery that sent a special message. Now, at what age did you start writing poetry?
Mm, I would say I started when I was in high school. It started with my English teacher.
Your English teacher?
Yeah.
Would you say right here?
Yeah, Miss Emma.
Yes. So you say it started in middle school when you started writing
No, it started in high school.
in high school. Okay.
That was in high school. But I didn't start writing until I was in high school. But I have been performing since I was knee high to a grasshopper, not realizing that I was performing.
Okay. So when you say knee high, would you consider knee high as being of this size here?
Well, let's see. We in between. So before before my big bro and after my little sis.
Okay. 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 Now, everyone, we're gonna go ahead and bring in our host. Hopefully, Miss Keisha be joining us soon. So, everyone, welcome to the stage. Our host, Mr. Dwight.
Hello, everybody. Hello.
And he got the domestic violence lights going on. Oh, they changing colors. I'm like, look at him. What
Hey, yeah, I'm here now. Miss Keisha's having a little difficulty, so hopefully she'll be able to join the show because she had to clear some stuff on the apps. So
Okay.
hopefully she'll be joining us real soon.
Okay. If not, text her and tell us if you're okay with it. She could join in next to you.
Oh,
You
okay.
know,
Okay. That'll
that'd be
work.
fine because we would like to have her insight in as well. But
Okay.
we were just discussing when he became our powerful poet of the year. When you heard his piece, which was in the intro, what was your thoughts as a man seeing another man writing so powerful?
It was just his poetry was just I just loved it, and it just had so much. I mean, you just felt it. Me as myself, and I haven't written in a long time, but I have wrote poetry. We went to a couple of places that did people doing poetry, and actually it's an art. It's a talent. Uh, some people can write, but they just can't bring it like some people. And Daz did it. He brought it. When I saw the video and his poetry and how the way he brought it, you just felt that fire. You just felt that strength. And I was just like, it kind of gave me goose pimples. So I said, yeah, this man right here, that's the powerful poet. And I wasn't the only one that said it. Most of the other judges said the same thing. So very talented, very talented,
Yes, yes, very, very.
very talented.
Much respect, God. Much respect, God.
Yeah,
So,
yeah,
I know we expressed that, they really brought that heat because compared to all the years that we've done, the Powerful Poet contest, you know, they have had our mind twisted. But when it came to him, it was like two people with
yeah.
him. And when you compare to the prior years, what's your opinion when it comes down to him compared to the prior years with the other poets?
Um, some poets, they give supposed to take you on a journey. It's like it's telling you, it's letting you in their world. And to me, when he has a different technique than the other poet. Everybody has a different technique when they read or when they write. Everybody's different. Um, to me, he's one of the best that we had throughout the years. We had other people on the show. Not saying there's no other talented, nobody else was that talented. They all talented, but it kind of made me feel good as a man because women are very strong. When we get this women. So when Dez came on the scene, and there was another brother too, he was good too. It was just something about it was just something about the way he brought it. I
Hmm.
mean, like I said, it takes you on the journey. If somebody can it's like take you on the journey. It's like they telling you sort of like a short story, and you just visualize what they're saying, and it's just like watching a movie, and you just like it. So he's very unique. He's very unique than most of the people that we had on the show before, and I just love his work, loved it, love
Yes.
the way he brings it and in his writing skills.
Now,
So he,
hearing his words of it, Des, what goes through your mind right now?
What's going through my mind right now, as
Hmm.
as far as
Hearing his words, that he spoke about you being compared to the prior years of dealing with poetry contests, and also, being the man that came in and stepped up in such a powerful way.
I, I listen to it, but I'm a very humble person because first of all, I'm my very own first worst critic. Regardless of what anybody thinks of what I've done or what I did, I'm the person that's like, no, you could have did this. So I'm my own worst critic, but I appreciate that. Seriously, I do appreciate that, and I do think that I could be better.
Well, we see, because I know you're supposed to be coming back next year as well. Is that correct?
Oh yeah, oh yeah,
well,
we
there you
coming.
have it.
Oh, we coming back.
Giving them
All
they
right,
run now.
right, right.
Oh, hold up! Don't say it like that. Now I'm coming back, but I'm still a poet. But
Yeah,
I really did not expect to even be the winner of that award because of the simple fact
right.
that I know for a fact that you have so many powerful poets out here.
Yes,
There,
Yeah.
exactly.
there are so. I'm the type of poet that'll sit back and be like, "Ooh, I gotta go up after that." That's the type of poet I am, and I've been
Right.
in those situations. So, you know, but it's about who, or shall I say, what message are you trying to bring?
Mm,
Right.
right.
What
Yeah.
message are you trying to bring? Now, don't trip off of the message that was brought, but when the message is brung,
Yeah.
mm,
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
it is what it is.
Exactly, exactly. And I love it. And that's why, every year we have it. That's what we look for and we explain to everybody. You know, it's even if you're reading it from a paper or phone, allow us to feel you, allow us to be able to visualize that we're actually there, you know. And when you fill in that bracket with the powerful poet and they came to me, I was just like, yeah, yeah, wow,
Yeah.
gave us something to really think about. So
Yeah.
we are proud of you. I was happy for you, and I know mom was full of joy. She probably had her back just patting it back there.
Mama, you sure you want to get this to me?
It was
Oh
a beautiful,
yeah.
it was a beautiful trophy. We tried to
That's
offer
what
different
Mama
ones every
said.
year. Yeah, me and Denise and Dwight will go through the catalog and we'll try to do a different one every year because we don't want everybody to have the same one every year.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we try to change up. So
Well, I will delay. Okay,
so tell us a little bit about this because I know you
but
are part of a group called the Recipe 337. This here, could you tell us when you started this and what is all involved with this, and especially behind the name, the recipe?
yeah, the recipe is a combination of various ingredients to obtain success.
Mm, I
Oh.
love that. I
Yeah.
love that.
All right.
Yeah, yeah, I love that.
And
Now,
I will say this, Spicy. Something I didn't get a chance to tell Des that when he did this, it had other men, younger men, older men that I've been knowing off and on that write poetry, but they never entered the contest. They'll talk about it, but after seeing you, now you got a few of them that say they want to enter this contest this coming year and everything. So see what I'm saying? So just you
Bring them
doing that.
in. Bring them
Just
in
you,
then.
just you doing that now. They want to come in and say, "Hey, I want to get in there and try that now." You know what I'm saying? So that's why I said your poetry, got these guys. I've been trying to get on the show for quite some time, and after seeing you now, they're like, "Yeah, I'm gonna get into it this time." So we're gonna see what's gonna happen.
yeah, we're gonna see.
Yeah,
Well, see, that's the thing. Most people don't realize that poetry is a form of therapy.
yes it
Hmm.
is. Yes it is.
And that's
So
why that you got the people got to understand because they look at these artists out here that they rap, they sing,
Hmm.
they do spoken word. These are a lot of us out here. These are our secret place of more or less like a safe haven place, a place
Yeah,
to relax, a place to vent, a place to escape to. you
yeah.
know so I really enjoyed your piece. It was beautiful.
thank
Now
you.
I know also, thank you, Denise. I really appreciate it. I miss you. I also want to speak on you did some look at the time. I tell you what, we're gonna come right back right after this with him because he has some other stuff of ingredients that's mixed
All
all
right.
in him. So make sure y'all tune. Don't go nowhere. Don't go nowhere. I'm telling you, stay. You don't want to leave because he got some sweet stuff that's coming up next. So we see you right after this. And two, as Dwight
Two,
said.
and- two and two.
One more time, my mind ain't got to be writing something I can't do nothing about.
Just can't leave her here sick and freezing. She about to have a baby, Ed.
And what we supposed to do? Ah, please don't be thinking what I know the hell you thinking.
We take her home.
Home? This ain't no straight cat we talking about. And what home you got to take anybody to?
Man, all them empty rooms where we staying
Shit,
at.
ain't none of yours or mine.
I know,
Not
man.
even the one we staying in. I can't tell you know that. Look, Vernon, I hear what you want to do, man, but you can't move somebody into a house that ain't yours. There ain't no park camp. That's somebody's house. Now, did you get everything locked up in
Man,
there?
I locked everything up. And I hear what you're saying. And you right.
Okay, yeah.
We need to check with Miss Lacey.
Oh, no, you ain't heard me say jack about checking with Lacey.
I know your mind ain't right with this.
Vernon, my mind ain't been right for a long time now. Why else I still be fooling with you?
Man, I tell Miss Lacey it was lying then. You ain't had nothing to do with it.
Well, shit, since that's exactly the way it is, that's awful big of you.
So we taking her?
Now, we ain't taking nobody nowhere. You can do whatever's right with your mind. Oh.
Hey, Ed.
What?
Merry Christmas, Ed.
My daddy told me fat meat is greasy and you about to get a skillet full of it. Merry Christmas to you, too. Now get your gifts and get in the damn truck.
Make sure you tune in Friday as we will be bringing in to host the show, Mr. Britton, speaking on relationship game changer. Also next week, we will be coming back as the grown women abusing vibes. We'll be bringing you a sweet topic as well. So make sure you tune in and set those notifications. Now, Mr. Dez, before we get into your acting, could you tell us, Athena Award, can you tell us a little bit about this right here?
Certification. No, the slam poetry.
Yes.
Oh, well, at the American Jazz Museum, I am the all-time most winningest poet. I'm not tooting my horn, just stating facts. Just stating facts. It came down to a point to where they had to implement the 3-3-7 rule. You can't win more than 3 times in a season because of me.
Oh wow.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and
Oh,
they retired my
Love it.
jersey. They retired my jersey, you know, but at the same time, hey, it is what it is. I can't help it. I was just trying to be a poet that was somebody different from what everybody was seeing. And that was my
right.
whole objective from the beginning. I don't want to be
Yeah.
what everybody else is, regardless of what I say or what I do. When I speak, you're going to listen to me.
Mm-hmm.
Love
Yeah.
it. Love it. Now, tell us a little bit about this picture here and how old were you here?
How we was, what were we recording at that time? We were recording the Week 52 series where we did poetry every week, and we wanted to make sure that we did a poem every week, and we released it.
All right.
Oh, wow. I love it. Love it.
What's up?
Now, there's a picture. We was on the phone talking, and I told you that there was one picture that I just felt so much emotion from because it was like you was in deep thought, deep contemplation. But if you would explain to us, what place were you in when you was doing this writing here? And is this a certain
I got
place
my
that-
yak, I got my cigar, and I'm just letting my feelings flow. Because at the very simple time, every time I see this photo, when you see me like this, all I'm doing is just bearing myself out there. I'm letting it go.
Right.
Because even with every poem that you hear me write, you're going to get every piece of me in my bareness.
All right.
I'm just
Okay.
putting it out there. That's my simplicity.
All right. Now, I will say this though. I will say this, Mr. Brent, are you looking? I got you another actor. Dez, I was gonna say, how long have you been acting? Because you did a great job on that piece that Spike you show. It's like you just a natural when it comes to that.
I didn't know I was acting until somebody told me I was acting because
What?
I was always that kid that was like, hey, they be like, hey, get up and do that one scene. Get up and do that
Yeah.
one scene. And I'm like, okay. But I have to give all of those props to my cousin, Reverend Curling Girl Gordon. She did project us into a way that helped us out a lot. Oh, that was during Two Trains.
Wow,
That
you
was
Okay.
you did it. You definitely got a gift for acting, and that's why I said Mr. Britton always looking for people. And once he sees this, I'm pretty sure he gonna find something for you to do with him on one of his projects.
yeah, that was I played West in Two
Right.
Trains by August Wilson while we were at just off Broadway Theater in the Melting Pot. That
Are
was
you still are you still doing this acting off and on?
if somebody sent me a script that I can appreciate and actually do. And that was the
All
piano
right.
lesson. That was the piano lesson where I played Wine and Boy.
All
Somebody
right.
they tried to make me act like I could sing.
Yeah, because I kept on
Well,
at him. I said, don't let me find out if you can sing. I think you can
hey,
sing.
Never.
Spicy, he might can sing. He might
Like, look, I don't, I can act like I can sing. Let me put that out there to the world. No matter who's watching, I can act like I can sing.
All right. Hey. You just gotta know. I don't know, Dan. I think you might can. I mean, one day you might have to hit a note for us one day. You
Not
know.
tonight.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But no,
Yeah.
but no, I don't get it twisted. I was raised in the school choir, so and the church
Right.
choir. So, you know, big shout out to
Question.
Douglas Walker.
Now, Dan, I see you was in church choir. Did they ever have you like leading the songs while you was in the church choir?
You got jokes.
No, I mean, come on now. Now in church they have a choir. They get certain people, and I was in the church choir. I led some songs, even the group. I ain't saying I'm the world's best singer, but from time to time when you're in the choir, they might ask, "Hey, brother Dez, we want you to
I
do this
led
song right here."
I led from the back.
Oh, you
Oh, well, you want to go like we was in a church choir and we didn't know the words. We'll say apple, oranges, grapes, but it
I
looked
can
like you
yeah.
like
harmonize.
singing a
I
song.
can harmonize. I harmonize.
Hey,
That's it.
Now,
man.
would you fill us in on this here? Because I seen this and I was like, wow, this looked like it was something powerful.
That is
Mhm.
no, that's the Recipe Poetry Guild. That's where we go through and we actually do our creative writing classes inside of the Kansas City School District schools. We do with the link programs and things like that. And that's the whole point of the recipe. And if you pay attention to the actual you see we have on the chef's outfits, that's the whole point of it. Because
Mm.
the recipe is a combination of various ingredients to obtain success. But what we're doing is we're using the words.
Oh,
Wow, that was
all right.
creative. That was creative.
Yeah, yeah, I like
Now,
that.
I love it. I love it. Yeah, I love it. This is something different. Something you never heard of how somebody make a twist to something, so it
Right.
makes you think as well. But we also have one more. If you could tell me a little bit about this here.
Oh, that's me. That's me.
Yeah.
That's me. That's me. That's 337 right there with a touch
Oh,
of Mr. Lee.
Okay, so tell us a little bit about 337, and you also instruct other people in the poetry section, in which we will see in our next commercial that you're in front of students. Could you tell us a little bit about that? Because I know you shared with me that you're also an instructor.
Yeah, that is part of our. We actually have a program to where we're trying to get into the school district to where we can do a 12 week program to where we can
mm,
actually have the students come in and do everything from beginning to end. They're going to write everything and produce everything.
wow.
That is what we're
Wow.
that is where we're trying to get implemented. And I'm trying to be so politically correct because school districts don't want us to do everything. Because if you look at another poem that we did, or a project that we are available for, was called PTC, which was Parent Teachers Conference,
Right.
where we broke down everything, and they closed schools in our school district, but we're trying to get that back into the school district.
That's what's up.
I
That's
love
what's
it.
up. Yeah.
Love it.
Wow. Now, Brother Dez, you are blessed with so many talented gifts from God. I mean, besides doing the poetry and then the acting, I mean, God had blessed you with many gifts, my brother. Yeah, even to the point when Spicy showed in the video, I said, dang, he can dance too? What this man can't do? I
Well,
was like,
like
what the
he explained to
don't
me, he
dance.
told me
hey, hey,
he don't dance. I
hey,
think he boogie or he grooves.
well,
But
well,
he don't
well.
do.
When I saw that video with the turkey, you was
He
dancing.
dancing.
Yeah, I know you was
Okay,
dancing.
excuse me for being. Look, hey,
I'm just saying.
I've
I'm
taken
just
things
saying.
that I have learned by actually
Yeah.
working with Alvin Ailey's dance group.
Well, I'm gonna tell you this, Daz, you can dance. So some people
He
can, some
told
people ain't
me.
got no rhythm. Yeah, you can dance.
I
Trust me.
just grew. I just grew. That's it.
Oh, hey, that was a good video. I said, look at dance. Like, hey, this man can dance too. Look at him.
Yes,
So
yes.
I'm just saying, yeah.
Now
Oh,
we're gonna be coming back with, some more word on Dez, but we're now gonna get into the ingredients behind him revealing the chains that were in his life in order to help others out there to stand their ground and also break their chains. So make sure you tune in, because now we're getting deep into the part of Mr. Dez and the recipe.
337. All right. Today, I felt the blues. Every note that came through touched my soul and erased my blues. The bacon crackling as the record played. Grandpa and his lazy boy had a jazzy sway. I felt like Bird as I played my air saxophone while the sounds of the city complimented my tone. Oh, all that jazz flowed through my veins and chased all my gloomy gray skies away. Today, I felt the blues when Grandpa told his story. As he reminisced about his days of fame and glory, Grandpa's voice soothed my heart like a great big hug, sweeping all my worries under the rug. Today, I felt the blues, but it made me smile, as every note through my temple ran wild. Today, I felt the blues in my blue jacket and blue jeans, but for that moment, happiness I did sing. Today, I felt the blues when I looked at my past, wondering how time could slowly fly fast. Today I felt the blues and it chased my pain away. Man, how I enjoy those old records that Grandpa plays. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is, where'd you put your marker at? All right, I see it. By show of hands, I just need somebody to give me one thing. Give me one guess to which one you think it is. Yes, sir.
The second.
The second one, why?
Because,
Give me one reason.
Because it said, he got on
Blue jacket, blue jeans. Okay, can somebody give me another? Why you think it's that? Let me try later. Saxophone, air saxophone. Anybody else? Yes, sir. The record player.
Make sure you tune in next Saturday to the Grown Women of Views and Vibes. We'll be back to your screen. So make sure you tune in, because this is a topic you don't want to miss. Also, next Friday, make sure you tune in as Mr. Britton comes to host a show on Grown Men Talking Incorporated with the relationship game changer.
All right.
Okay. Before we get to talking about the uh the domestic violence part, tell us, a little bit about what we just seen in that video with the students and how did it feel to be an actual instructor?
The thing about being an instructor is, first of all, we try to tell our students that I'm not trying to make you the best writer. I just want you to be a creative thinker as well as a creative problem solver. And that's why we had the photos up on the board,
Oh,
because
wow.
the poem that I read did relate to that poem, but we were trying to get the children to see the words that they heard and how they related the photos that they see. Because me personally, I am a very visual learner.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
So we're trying to get them to see what they hear, if that makes any sense to anyone
Yeah.
that's hearing
Makes
what
a
I'm
lot
saying.
of sense. Makes a
Make a
lot of
lot of
sense.
sense. Yeah, and I'm gonna say this, Dez, you're like a natural. I mean, it felt like I was a student sitting there listening to you while you was doing all this stuff. So it's like
Yes.
you have a natural of just doing that and being the teacher. I said, man, this making teach too. God, but then that's just great. How many kids was there that was in that class right there that you was doing?
According to that video, I think there were approximately 30 students in that
30
class.
students? Oh
30.
shoot. All
Yeah,
right.
that's a good amount. And
Yeah.
so, with every teacher, they always leave their student with something to remember. What
Hmm.
is one thing that you could probably think of that you left imprinted for your students to remember when it come down to you?
Tell them what you're going to tell them, and then tell them what you told them.
Wow. All
Keep
right.
it. And then the other acronym that we use is KISS.
Mm-hmm.
Keep it, keep it simple, stupid.
Oh, okay. All
Love
right. I
it.
like that. I like that. Now, Dad, are you still doing that with the kids?
Yes, sir.
All right, my brother, you keep on. Yeah,
Keep
I'm
on,
telling you
keep
that.
on.
Yeah. When you can
They'll
get
never
kids'
forget you.
attention, yeah, when you get kids' attention, they have to just focus on what you're doing. That's a gift, my brother. Especially the kids today, that's a gift.
Well, see, that's the
Exactly.
thing. They always have a tendency to put us in the classrooms where they have the most problems with children. And one
Right.
thing that we did was we'll walk into a classroom, and we were at King Middle School. Could
Hmm.
nobody get this student to do anything? All he wanted to do was just go around and mess with everybody. So
Right.
they gave us a week. We were there for a week. But what we did to turn it around was, okay, you want to go around and mess with everybody. You don't want to write. You don't want to recite no poem. Okay, so this is what we're going to do for you. We're going to make you the MC of the final show.
Oh,
Interesting.
all right. Okay.
So this
Yeah.
so this is what we're going to do. Okay, you have to go up. First of all, you have to go around to every student that's
Mhm.
in this class and find out one thing that nobody knows about them.
Mm.
And you're going to have to introduce them for the final show.
Oh,
Mm.
shoot.
And you
No,
do
no,
you
no.
realize what we did was let him do what he was doing,
Hmm.
which was mess with everybody. But at the same time, what he did was he actually paid attention, because at that time he didn't write a poem, but every time he went and talked to somebody, this is what he was doing.
Oh, wow.
Good technique. Good technique.
Yes. Yes, I
And
agree.
his teachers was like, we ain't never got him to do nothing like that before.
Wow. So I said, you got that gift, my brother. You got that gift with those kids, man. I'm telling you, it takes a lot. And teachers, I know some people that are teachers, and they have a hard time sometimes reaching the kids. You just seem like you just have a gift for it. So yeah, you can be
I,
changing some of those young people's lives.
I couldn't help it if I was that kid at one time.
Hey, see, well, see, you understand them. So hey, that's just great. I love that. That's just great. That's
But
Yeah,
great.
so now, getting to the domestic violence part, have a very interesting story that's a different flip side. And what I like when it comes down to telling your story and breaking your silence is that it's accountability, taking responsibility,
yep,
and owning up, but also learning from that as well. So, if you would share with us a little bit about your story when it comes down to domestic violence,
part one or part two.
you can combine. It's up to you.
I mean, well, I wouldn't see it's funny to me because, I wouldn't say it was in my own mind, it wasn't domestic violence. It
Right.
was just me personally. I've been through this before. I've dealt with women who have tried to manipulate, and I'm not
Hmm.
going to do that because it goes way back. The way it all started off was okay, as a man and as a young child and as a young boy, your mother tells you, you do not put your hands on a woman. Don't hit no
Right.
girl.
Right.
Okay. So don't put your hands on a girl. Don't hit no girl. But you're going to sit there and get jumped by two girls
Mm.
and not respond to that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
as I'm getting beat up, okay, I'm in like literally right now as I'm talking about it right now, what y'all doing is y'all make me flash back to that moment. Like literally, I'm standing there in the center and I can see like, and I want to say their names. I ain't gonna
Mm.
say their name, but they know who they are. Krishan and
Hmm.
Boosie. I ain't gonna say their name, but I can see them like literally just going around me, just bow, bow, and I'm just taking it because my mama told me don't hit a
Right.
woman back,
Right.
and as a man, I'm supposed to sit here and take this. Went through the whole, hmm, oh, you ain't going, oh, you a punk. I went through a whole you a punk phase.
Mm.
After that day, my brother had me running, doing push ups, jumping jacks. My brother was gonna make me tough because of the simple fact that I did not want to put my hands on a woman.
Right. Right.
So what am I supposed to do?
Yeah. And I'm gonna say this, Des. I know that feeling because the same thing happened to me. I got beat up on by a couple of girls at school myself. I didn't never put my hands on them and everything. So I know what you're talking about. You just taking it. You ain't hitting the back because of what you was taught. So
Yeah,
you
because I
just
know
go
in my shoes, that's why I say I got a daughter. Like, if a female put their hands on you, go and get your sister. And I mean, she's
yeah,
solid enough.
yeah. Man, I know that
I
feeling,
mean,
brother.
You know,
and
so
go
so
ahead.
that's where it stemmed from to where we are today. Because
Right.
that was what led to it's not going to happen again. If you put your hands on me or if you put
Yeah.
me in that situation, I'm going to defend myself.
Right.
I am not going to be the aggressor. I am going
Right.
to defend myself.
Now, let
So,
me ask you this: how old were you when that was going on with the girls attacking you like that?
oh man, I was still in elementary when that
Well, yeah, same here, elementary, junior high, a little bit, but yeah, I get
happened.
you.
I mean, but that lesson that I learned, even from
Hmm.
the good and the bad out of that lesson,
Right.
led me to that point to where I was like, no, no, we're not gonna do this again. Because when that
Right.
came again, it was like, no,
Hmm.
nope, I ain't no punk this time. I don't
Yeah.
care what you call me, but I ain't gonna be no punk. And I hate to use that word, but
Right.
I'm not going to relive this situation again. I'm not
Right.
going to go back through that.
Yeah. Yeah. I got you.
Now, going up to adulthood, and the reason why I know you say you don't call it domestic violence, but and when I look at the whole scenario, it was domestic violence because you was in relationship with the female that this situation happened with, right?
I wasn't in a relationship with her, even though some people would call it a relationship. I wasn't in a
Yeah, I would
relationship
call
with her.
relationship
I had a side chick relationship,
or a
Uh,
situationship. It's still a ship.
yeah, okay.
and we see where it took us, where that ship took us.
Okay, so tell us a little bit about that and what led up to the point of where you had to. I don't know when you told the story to me, it was more like defending yourself still,
The
but
first time,
then you end up, had to suffer some consequences.
yeah, the first time it happened was that we had been going through it, and she pinned me in a bathroom, and I knew for a fact that her brother had brought a pistol with him.
Wow.
There's one way in and one way out. Now, when you're dealing with someone who has a very aggressive attitude, because take in mind, before the first situation happened, I had been
Mhm.
dealing with this for 6 months straight. I show up to work and I apologize in advance. But if all you hear is F you, UMF,
Mhm. Yeah.
and all you do is say, hey, how you doing? Your day going good? F you, it
Mm.
6 months straight. And take in mind, I ain't gonna lie to myself. I was doing some things. Yeah, I was hitting it.
Right.
That's why I said situationship.
Oh Lord.
But at the
Thank you.
same time, when you come and tell me this, and then you pin me in a bathroom and going to try to take away everything that I am trying to accomplish.
Right.
Oh no. And then after I myself about the back and
Okay,
trying to
let's give
hit
it.
the stage,
Okay, there you go.
I'm
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Catch it.
let's get him to catch that for a minute.
Yeah.
Um, please go ahead and share this live. This is very, it's just starting off with the, what he's speaking of, and he's going to continue on. So he's back
Mm-hmm.
sorry, my Wi-Fi must be Wi-Fi. But but at the same time, if a woman puts herself in a position,
Mm-hmm.
and that's exactly what she did. I have not ever had a woman put herself in a position with me at that point, and now I am in a situation to where somebody would consider it to be domestic violence.
Right. Right. I get
Just because you're a woman, that means that you can put your hands up to me as a man and I'm the one that's being punished for it. No, all I'm doing is defending myself. I don't want to hurt you. But at the
right.
same time, I do not want to be hurt.
Yeah. Yeah.
true. So in this situation where she was blocking the door, and you knew her, I think you said it's her brother that had a gun. And this is somebody that you had a situationship with. Y'all slept together, whatever. But what ended up happening when you decided, look, I got to get out this door, one way or another?
Oh, I ran past her. Wah, I'm getting up out of here. And as the
Mm.
police were arriving, they came to me first,
Right.
but then they started talking to her. When you have a female police officer that's listening to the quote unquote victim of said crime,
Right.
and she tells her, you better be quiet before I take you to jail. What
Mm.
does that
Okay,
say?
now just by that statement alone, did you feel like, okay, before I take you to jail, did you feel at that point that she was favoritizing because the mere fact is, okay, why are you taking me to jail when I was just defending myself?
Well, at the same, yes, in a sense, yes. That's why I sat down and I talked to the other officer because while I was talking to the officer and explaining him my story, my side of it, he was listening. But at the same time, she's doing what she's doing, which made them realize it was not me that was the aggressor.
Right. Right.
I was not the aggressor in that particular moment.
Okay, so in that particular moment, if they seen that you was not the aggressor, and they usually take the one that's more aggressive in. So if they seen at this point that you were not the aggressor, why? What was their cause for arresting you in this situation? And did she even catch any charges at all?
And that one, no, she did not catch any charges. But yes, I did get arrested, and I did have to go down and post bail and go through the process. Just because of the simple fact that I'm a man, she's a woman.
The one.
I
Yeah.
put my hands on her.
Okay, so as you're sitting in a cell, what is going through your mind at that moment from this? Because I know you had to go, it had to replay in your mind what just happened.
What was going through my mind? I'm trying to be funny with this, but don't take that honey bun.
Man. I'm gonna say this, Dad. She was, I mean, not only she was definitely mentally abusing you with all the words she was saying. It just does something to your soul when somebody just say those type of things to you just constantly.
Well, yeah, I mean that was, being in that moment, just realizing that everything that I have is about to be
Right.
taken away from me. I'm
Yeah.
about to lose
Because the
my
job
life.
that you worked at, your job where you worked at, what position was each person?
Oh, I was the supervisor,
Oh snap.
And she was,
a worker.
Yeah.
okay, was she related to anyone at that job? Because I know you spoke of her brother having a gun.
Just her brother, no, but she wasn't related to anyone that had anything to do with the company at that time. But that's kind of irrelevant because of the simple fact that I shouldn't have been sleeping with her. Let's just say that.
True. That's why I
Right.
tell people, I say, I don't get my honey where I make my money.
Hey, it happened. Look, I ain't gonna lie, it happened. I even did it one time. I was with somebody at my job and slept with him. I kind of regretted it too. So I get what y'all saying. So yeah.
Because I was getting ready to say, how did that play out?
She was crazy. I had to get a strainer on her. She would leave me alone.
That wasn't the one that was hiding in the hedges, was it?
Oh yeah, it was. Yeah, she was hiding in the bushes. Yeah, hiding in the bushes.
Lord have mercy. Now, Des, I know at this time you're sitting in jail cell. You had to bail yourself out. So
And couldn't afford to get myself out. Let's be clear about that.
Oh wow.
yeah, things always happen when you don't have the money.
Yeah.
But once you got out, did you decide on how did you continue to work at this job? And if you did, what was the atmosphere like from then after getting out of jail?
Oh, the atmosphere was cool. I was good.
Okay, so y'all had no more encounters.
I hate to be so simple and so short, but at that time it was good. Everything was good. We did everything that we were supposed to do, and business went on as usual.
Okay,
Yeah.
so did you cut ties with her intimately?
At the moment, yes.
I know I
Okay,
would.
you had a long win at the moment. What are you?
Oh,
Yeah. Where's the commercial break when you need it?
man.
Seriously, where's the commercial break and we can come back?
Right. God damn.
So, let's talk about the second take because you said which one. Okay, now the next one. Tell us a little bit about that one there.
The next one, if we go to commercial break, I can come back and let you know everything.
Oh, let's do it. Come on, Spice. Let's go to commercial
Well, I
break.
tell
Come
you
on.
what, since he's the man in the commercial break,
Yeah.
we're gonna go to break. So just make sure y'all tune in, share the live. I'm telling you, leave a comment, and I'm gonna tell you straight up, this is not just the beginning, it's not the middle, but hey, it's getting hot.
It's about that good morning. I have some updated information. I just got off the phone with police about 5 minutes ago. They tell me that the 2 officers involved in this police-involved shooting have now been placed on routine administrative paid leave. Now, that, again, is routine in situations like this. I want to step aside and show you that this is where it all happened. The 35th Street Market, where a car that has been towed away, a white Pontiac, actually drove clear through the store. I walked down there. They just opened up the scene just a few minutes ago. I walked down there, and I can tell you there's a lot of damage inside that store. Well, police were on patrol about midnight. They see the car inside the store. Not only that, but they see a man inside the store shooting at the car. They get out. They order the man to put his weapon down. He refuses. They shoot him. Now, the shooter and the victim in the white Pontiac, they're both at the hospital. I'm told they are both still in stable condition at this hour. Now, police still trying to put all of this together. They don't know if the two people know each other. They don't know why the car crashed, but just a lot of damage, I can tell you, right inside the 35th Street Market at this time. And no officers were injured in this police-involved shooting. So, guys, that's the latest. We hope to bring you some close-up shots of this a little bit later.
Yes, yes, yes. Make sure you tune in next Saturday as the beautiful women return to the screen. The grown women of Views and Vibes will be bringing you a fiery topic. So make sure you keep your eyes open to the post. And also next Friday on Grown Men Talking Incorporated, Mr. Britton himself will be hosting the show as he brings on and introduces the topic of the relationship changer. Now, Des, before we get into back on the second part, could you fill everybody in about this new segment here?
The one that you just showed?
Yes, sir.
Okay, well, I was at work. And I was actually the victim of a shooting to where we were trying to help someone who was, intoxicated on several different drugs at the time. But I didn't know that. And so I had to go out and, hey, are you okay? Now, how the car ended up in the store, his car was teeter-tottering on top of a tire stop. And I instructed him to pull backwards so he can get off of the tire stop. But he chose to go forward and got stuck between the tire stop and the pillars of the building. Being intoxicated that he was, and due to things that I learned later on down the line, he was under the influence that I was trying to come and finish off the job. So he then proceeded to try to run over me, which led him to running into the store, and I had to push an older lady out of the way so that she would not get ran over. And then the story that they tell you on that clip is not correct.
Right.
It's never correct when it comes from the news people. Trust me.
It's not correct. Because if you pay attention to the clip that you saw, if they were to come inside of the store and tell me to put my weapon down, because I'm not going to lie to anyone. I did shoot at the car because I was trying to get him to stop. Why did they find AR-15 shell casing on the street?
Yeah.
And after I was shot, the first thing I look up and see is an AR-15 and a 40 cal, because they came at me in two directions. The first one came at me from this direction, and the other one came at me from this direction. So they cornered me in, but I was just a worker. They were driving by, seeing everything that happened, and started shooting.
So wait a minute, they started shooting without even realizing what was going on. So if they would have hit you, you would have been one of the. We're really a victim if you look at it, a victim, because you were trying to protect the ones within your workplace, but also yourself. Correct.
Correct. That is correct. And much respect to my brother Joe Vertigo, because if they don't give, I do got some footage. I just gotta find it, but I do got some footage. If y'all see where I was standing at the time of the shooting, there's a microwave. If my brother would have been just a second slower or a second faster, I would not be able to talk to him to this day.
Wow.
Oh wow, that's
Thank
crazy.
God. Thank God for that. Oh man.
Yes.
So
Mm.
you
So,
know,
what was the outcome from that? Because I know she said the officers was on leave.
and it was on patrol the next day.
Wow.
I'm just gonna
Damn.
I'm just being honest with you. They were on patrol
Hey.
the next day because of the
Wow.
simple fact as everything was getting cleared up, and let's not forget the fact that they only had me in the hospital for 12 hours. They released me after 12 hours.
Mm.
Mm.
Man.
So
Or
you
Wow.
got your weapon and everything, and did they arrest you, or did they confiscate your weapon, or what happened? Because I know you mentioned something about you and your boss.
they confiscated my weapon, but I was not arrested. And they
Okay.
did rob me.
Mhm.
They ran through my pockets while I was on the stretcher.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Man.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. You say they robbed you? Clarify that.
They robbed. I'm on a stretcher. I'm shot on a stretcher,
Right.
and
Yeah.
I police officer digs through my pockets.
I ain't gonna lie. Yeah, they'll do that sometimes. They sure will rob you.
So when they dug through your pockets, what did they take? What all did they take?
My money.
Yeah.
Lord have mercy.
Yeah.
But
So
no. And I say they took my money because of the simple fact they took my money because they were under the impression that this was a drug related
I
incident.
got you. Hmm.
so how is it
Yeah.
drug related and you work there?
That's what we're still trying to figure out to this day.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
Now, I'm sorry that happened to you. I mean, I know this is one thing you would never ever forget. I
10,
think
12, 11, October the 12th.
Yeah. Shoot, you got
wow.
a down pat memory on that. Down pat memory. Shoot.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, China, that is crazy. So, in that situation, um, I mean, there's really nothing you can learn from it because you was trying to protect your employees, you was trying to protect the store, and you felt threatened at that time.
Mhm.
So,
Yeah, but
go ahead.
the lesson learned in that was okay, make sure that you know that you can be identified as an employee.
Okay,
Yeah.
then you didn't
And
have a uniform or a badge or nothing on?
I was working at a liquor store.
Yeah.
Okay,
Your
yeah, they
little
just
name
have
tag
regular
were there.
clothes. Yeah, they have
Yeah.
regular
Regular
clothes
clothes.
on.
Yeah.
But from that incident on, everybody knew me because I wore an apron.
Right. Right.
Okay.
And,
They knew you by
and
the
the
apron.
apron that I wore let everybody know I work here.
Hmm.
Hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, China, he is truly blessed because I mean, just thinking about how everything was going on with the bullets and everything, and the police officer just to jump out and start shooting and not knowing who they're shooting at or what they're shooting at and why, he did have that protection to where he could have
Hmm.
got hit by the bullet as well, not just his friend, his coworker or friend, but anybody could have got killed. An innocent bystander could have got killed because they're
Yep.
just jumping out shooting.
Yep.
You know?
Trigger
But
happy.
Yeah,
but
but
I don't even want to think about that.
one day off, the next day, like, come on
No,
now.
I was off for a week after I got out the hospital. I was off for a week,
Oh, I'm talking
and
about
the
the
week
police officers.
I was off for a week, they was back on patrol the next day.
Wow.
No, I believe they was back on patrol in probably the next few hours. You just didn't see them. So I know how
Oh,
that goes. Yeah. Yeah.
So, getting back to the story at hand, and you said it was two different situations, and you explained the first one. So tell us a little bit about the second one.
okay. The second situation was after she came back because she was allowed to come back to work. Me being the ignorant person that I was at that time, said I remember how good it was in the midst of it all. But this time, I will say I was the aggressor because I was the one who implemented the domestic violence. Now, this situation was domestic violence.
So this is a total different woman.
No, it's the same woman. The
The same
exact
woman.
same.
Okay. So
And
tell us a little bit about what happened there.
she came back to work, and I was like, "Oh well, I'm gonna give me some more." And
So
she tried.
Damn, man.
you were just hungry, right? We could just say you were just hungry. You just had a big appetite.
Hey,
So it's my fault.
yeah,
It's my fault. It's my fault because of the simple fact that I did not learn from the first time.
yeah.
So what enticed you to go back again, even after all you just got out of it, what you went through, knowing that this is the same woman? I'm pretty sure she still shows the same character, you
Yeah, she showed
know.
the same characteristics.
So what drew you back into her?
Same thing that drew me into her the first time.
Oh Lord.
Daz, Daz, what did she have on that night? What was she wearing?
She had on jeans and a t-shirt.
Oh no. Hey, I bet those jeans were fitting tight that night. I'm just saying. So, hey,
That was kind of loose.
yeah. Oh,
No, you can say it was more or less like temptation drew you back in.
yeah, yeah.
But
Yeah,
so what situation?
temptation,
What?
temptation and stupidity. Let me be
Okay.
honest about that. Temptation
Yeah.
and stupidity, because of the
Okay.
simple fact that I know how good I know how good it is.
Yeah.
I know
Yeah.
how good it is.
Yeah.
And
So
okay,
she
and
she just took your soul.
You might well, yeah, you can say that.
you said it. You
Yeah,
said it.
you can say,
It's
yeah,
a
you can
fact.
say that.
And I try to give it back to her.
Man.
And then when
You
she
must have been a
took it back,
Scorpio.
as
Oh shoot.
all I can say is her name is Shatana.
That sounds like a Mortal Kombat thing.
Yeah, Sakana. Yeah. Oh man.
And
Mhm.
so on that night, I mean, if you want the story of how it went down that night,
Yeah, you can go ahead on with the story so we can know how it got to that point again.
okay, well, we had been working and she had been doing everything that she normally do. We did what we did and came back to me with that same philosophy that she was going to take away from
Mm.
my wife, my family, children, and destroy everything. And
Mhm.
a part of me said, mm-mm, it ain't going down like that this time. If
Yeah.
that's what you're gonna do, if that's what you're gonna do, this is what I'm gonna do. And as we pulled up to our last spot to where we were going to clean, I took off everything that I had. Took my hat off, sat it on the counter. Earring, wallet, watch, all the money I had, put it in my hat. Went into the building, finished my job, came out and waited for her. And as she came out, I could see that she had already called the police. But at this point in time, in my mind, I didn't care about none of that.
Right.
What you're not going to do is try to destroy everything that I've had. That's what you're not going to do.
Mhm.
And as she came out, I stood up, put my cigarette out, and I walked over to her and gave her everything that I had. And as much as I hate to admit it, I missed that first one. I missed that
Oh,
first one.
What do
I
you
missed.
wait a minute? Wait, what do you mean you missed the first one? Did
she,
you like go
she
right
must
through
have,
her or go past her? What happened?
no, she ducked probably.
Yep. She hit me with the
That's it. Yep. Yep.
She bobbed and used her weed, and
Oh,
I missed everything. I flew into the bush.
oh,
I'm in the bushes like this.
oh, man.
Got up, stood behind
Man.
somebody, and was like, "Oh, you think you ain't gonna hit me?" Reached around and boom. Next thing you know, boom, coming up,
Yeah.
and I'm
Yeah.
2 years probation and anchorman.
Yeah.
Okay, so that day they did arrest you, and so being the second time in the cell, was it then where you say, "Look, I got to change this path"?
I was stupid enough to do it twice.
Mm.
Stupid
Well,
enough to do it
I'm,
twice.
I'm not gonna say you stupid because we
No,
all been there. We made some mistakes like that, bunch of mistakes like that.
you not gonna say it, but I'm gonna say it. I was stupid enough to do it twice. I
Mm,
should
mm.
have learned the first time,
Yeah.
and
Well.
that's just a fact. I should have learned the first time when I got
Mm,
the pass the first time
right.
from 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 not only my wife
Hmm.
but from her father, her family. I got the pass, but yet
Man.
and still, I was so stupid that I
Mm, mm.
did it again.
Now there was something interesting because two things. One, we just got through talking about the side chick yesterday, so
Yeah,
like,
we sure did. Yeah,
Uh,
we did.
so I know how she wanted to take everything from you. Because did she ever say, "Well, I want to be with you fully. I wanted you to marry me," or what was her motive behind wanting to tell your wife?
Yeah.
not having what she wanted at home that she felt I had.
Mm.
Mm.
Yeah.
So, what went through your mind yesterday when you actually thought about today? Because it kind of relates in a way, don't you think?
Oh, it does relate, and I was thinking about it all day yesterday during the show. So, but
Man.
it is. I was thinking about like literally
Mm.
what's wrong with me. What was wrong with me at that time? That's what I was
Right.
really thinking about. What was wrong with me at that time?
Yes. Now, the one thing, unless I missed it, we didn't speak about is the responses and reactions and the emotions of the wife herself. What was it like when you had to see her face or hear what she had to say about the situation?
Who had to see about who had to see about it?
Your wife.
But how she felt about it.
She handled it like a soldier.
Oh, all right.
Now, when you say like a soldier, go explain a little bit.
She already knew. My wife wasn't no dummy. My wife was not no
Oh,
dummy.
So you
wow.
said that she had that intuition, so she already
Nah,
knew.
I ain't even gonna call it intuition. I'm not gonna
She
call it
just
intuition.
she
She
just
knew.
knew.
She knew
Mm. Yeah.
because
Is it
she knew
something
me.
different that you did that make her feel that way?
No, because yes, it was. It was the
Yeah, because
situation
my
that
grandmother,
happened
my
that
grandmother
let
always
her know.
say, a man, you can't balance off two people at one time. You can't provide the same attention and affection, you know, in an amount to two. You're gonna lack somewhere. So, was this the situation where she was able to sense something to where she like, okay, he's doing something?
I can't say that because you would have to ask her that. But all I know is she knew. It's not
Mm.
intuition. She knew
Yeah.
because I have never put her in any situation to where I would put my hands on her.
Right.
So
Right.
if I was going to do something to her, she had to do something. And
Mhm.
she said, "Oh, I knew what you was doing," and left it at that.
Wow.
So did she end up saying, like, okay, it took a minute, but did she stay at that time, or did she say she forgive you, or we need to work on this?
Oh yeah, we still stayed together. She never left him and really wanted to work everything out. But at that point
Mm.
I was like, do I want to put you through this? So
Yeah.
she wanted to stay, but I was the one that wanted to leave.
Yeah.
And what was your reason in wanting to leave? Because you was the one that actually stepped out on her.
Because of the simple fact I don't want to put her through this. And this is what this at that point, this is the woman that I love. I've given her all of my loyalty. And then to
Mm-hmm.
be disloyal, to be
Mhm.
disloyal,
Yeah.
how can I ever be a positive figure in your mind when you know for a fact what I've done?
Right.
Right.
It's
Now,
not going
Des, man, if you did, it wasn't like you wasn't afraid that she was gonna just bring that up in your face or something like that, or quote unquote, like some women, not all women, like some women might try to go out and call get revenge or anything like that, right?
to. She never brought anything up in my face. It was
Wow.
she never brought it up. The only time that she brought something up
Right.
was after the fact when she called me and said, "I found your black book and I see the receipts."
Mm.
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 Man. Ooh, man.
So with her calmness and the way she handled things, um, what did that do for you? And how did it make you feel?
It made me feel like I need to get my stuff together.
Yeah.
I need to
Yeah.
rethink how I evaluate what I want out of a woman and what a
Mm-hmm.
woman should expect out of me. When I say what a woman should expect out of me, it made me evaluate the fact that if I'm not right,
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to be wrong in her eyes. And when I
Mm.
say if I'm not right, I'm going to be wrong in her eyes, it's because of the
Right.
simple fact that how you going to sit up here and tell this woman, this is what I want, this is who I am, and then not be who you are?
Mm.
Mm.
Yeah. I feel you on that, brother.
These
Yeah.
are the
See.
these
Yeah.
are the things that went through my mind
Yeah.
for that particular situation, and
Mm.
then to carry it over and try to have everything just washed under the rug. No, it's still some feelings that need to be
Mm-hmm.
addressed there, because I'm pretty sure if we think about everything that I've taken my first wife through, my second wife through, I
Mm-hmm.
might as well just stand in line
Mm.
and get my dotted I's. That's just a fact.
Yeah.
Mm. Yeah,
Yeah.
I hear you. I
Yeah.
hear you.
I
And I
feel you
mean,
on that, brother.
it's like, it's I know some women react differently. Some will snap, some will scream, holler, and yes, they do
Yeah.
have a tendency if they stay together, they will tend to throw it up in your face. Some would
Oh yeah.
retaliate.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
feel like that'll make them feel good, but it doesn't. It doesn't even look good. But in this situation, dealing with yesterday's show and listening today, um, what is your thoughts now in looking back and seeing where you came from and to where you are now?
Well, my whole thing is, first of all, I should not have put myself in those situations. I should not have put myself in those situations. And then, excuse me, going through the anger management aspect of everything, because the state made me go through anger management.
Mm-hmm.
And what I had to learn was everything that I put the women in my life through had nothing to do with them.
Mm-hmm.
It had nothing to do with them. It were things that was going on inside of my mind.
Right.
Right. Now, like yesterday, I know I can't remember which man said it, but they said, sometimes it's from where as a child you seen it somewhere, or it was, you
Oh,
know,
that was me. That was me.
Yeah. Yeah. I was dead to say that.
That was me. That was me.
Yep.
But
okay.
at,
Yep.
and the whole thing is, in order to avoid these domestic violent situations, don't put yourself in a situation to where you should be vulnerable to be violent to someone,
Mm-hmm.
because of the simple fact. Even though that's what I saw, I never saw the violent aspect of it, except for one time. And it wasn't that was
Yeah, let's hold up a minute. He's frozen.
Mm-hmm.
Just give him a second. There we go.
You got it. All right.
Okay, at the time, and I mean that one time I was in the
That crazy internet.
Yeah, I know what they're going through.
That crazy internet, boy, I tell you.
so you know it's not it, but we are always still injected to these situations,
Right.
Yeah.
and I don't know if my Wi-Fi is Wi-Fi in right now, but
Right.
as long as we subject our children and ourselves to the situations that will put us in these situations,
Yeah.
we will
And I
always
have to
have
say,
problems.
I understand where you're coming from because it's, for years the woman was always the one to be looked at as the victim. But see, my thing is, it's not justification for domestic violence, period. I don't
Mhm.
consent to that at all. But these women need to understand only because a man don't believe in putting his hands on a woman does not give you the right to put your hands on them. You know,
Amen.
my
Amen.
thing is that, you know, my uncle used to tell me, he says, if she big enough to throw a hit, she big enough to take it. And
Woo.
my thing is like, I had my words with him too, because I was, like he was a martial arts instructor, and
Uh-oh.
he used to do it on me. That's how I learned. So it's like he said, if somebody was trying to do this to you, don't you ever let a man put a hand on you. If he do, you do this. I looked at him, I was like, but Uncle Curtis, you beat on women. He's like, girl, shut up and do as I say and not as I do.
Oh.
So,
Oh
you
no.
know,
Oh.
but my thing is, it goes like this. You know, you got to look at, we all human. We all are
Mhm.
human. And my thing is, a
Mhm.
person's mind and emotions can take so much. And even
Yeah.
in the workplace, in a relationship, or even on the internet, you don't know what a person is going through and what they endured or what is really, wired up in them to where you could be that one that caused that explosion because all this negativity that you're trying to feed someone. You sit up here and you
Mhm.
sit up here, you're dumb, you stupid, you ignorant, you
Mhm.
sorry. Just like a woman, yes, we're the weaker vessel. But at the same time, men have emotions. Men have a mind of their own. Just like we don't like to be, cut down like that or abused in that manner, a man doesn't deserve it either. So it comes to a point that where you can push a person so much to where you can cause them to snap. But at the
Yep.
same time, when you, man or woman, when you're in that type of situation, and I know love is so strong, but you got to love yourself more to say, you know what? I can't do this. I don't deserve this. Yeah, I
Mhm.
got to go. I love you, but I can't do this. I love myself too much to put myself through this even more. And that's why I say, with anger management, did it actually help you, Des? Oh, he's Wi-Fi in again.
There you go.
Okay, I
Yeah,
see you.
but no, no, anger management did help me.
Okay, you was
Okay.
blessed.
I
And the
don't know
reason
if
why I'm
y'all can hear
saying,
me, but
only reason why I'm saying you blessed because when we went back before the judge, the doctor told the psychiatrist told the judge I can't help her, so I had to find
Wait a
another
minute.
avenue.
Fuck, they couldn't hit. God damn, what?
look,
You was really mad.
when the first time I went to anger man, and this is pre anger management, I went to the psychiatrist,
Hmm.
and the
Right.
psychiatrist informed me that I was the bot. I was the passive aggressive.
Hmm.
I was one of those
Mm.
people who will let you do things and okay, yeah, you did that. I'm feeling some kind of way. I'm gonna let it go. But at the same
Mm.
time, I want you to visualize the soda bottle, pop bottle.
Yes, yes, I always say that.
You take that bottle and you just shake it up. At some
Mhm.
point in time, you're going to build up so much pressure that the top of that soda
Yep.
bottle cannot handle it and it is going
Mhm.
to explode.
Yep.
And that
Mm,
was what I was going through because I'm to this day, I'm still a very passive aggressive. I just know how to turn that top a little
Yeah.
bit and let it go.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
And
with
that's
all
what
this,
anger.
did it actually change you in life, and you know let you see things on a different perspective now to where you walk differently?
Yes, it does. Yes, it is. Because of the simple fact that ain't no way I'm gonna let this woman this man, this person, this human being frustrate
Mm-hmm.
me to the point to where I gotta do something to him because
Yeah.
I could be a little devious at times. I ain't gonna do nothing to you right now. But if you pay attention to what you're going through, I'm gonna get you. I can't
Mm-hmm.
do that no more. I can't do that no
Yeah.
more. You know,
Yeah.
and when it comes to domestic violence, I think that's the thing that us as human beings, because even though men are the ones who are most abundantly put up on front for it, when that woman is an aggressor, when that
Mm-hmm.
woman is an abuser,
Mm.
as men, we ain't gonna. I'm not gonna come to Dwight and say, "Hey, man, this chick, she putting her hands on me, man. I can't touch her, man. What am I?" I'm not gonna do that.
Mhm.
But
Man.
as a man, to be the aggressor,
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
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 I ain't
So, I know we did this test in front of your nephew that day that I met. So I'm going to ask you the question. You have children, right?
yes, ma'am.
You have girls, boys.
One and one.
Okay. So let's start with your daughter because I know you like, oh Lord, here we go. But
Uh,
I know the women always go around and say, well, always remember you got a daughter. But
mm.
my thing is, yes, you have a daughter, and I know that crosses your mind every time. The example that you want to put before her. So, with your daughter, if she was before you now, what advice would you give her and tools in order to prevent from being in a situation of any domestic violence?
Well, first of all, my daughter has never ever seen me put any type of hands on her mother, for one. But at the same time, all you got to do is pay attention. If you pay attention to that man, that person, if you pay attention to them, they're gonna let you know that
Mhm,
they just might put their hands on you, and it could be
Yeah.
something
Mm.
simple. Why you, for lack of better description, why do you leave the toilet seat up?
Mm.
mhm.
Something simple,
Uh,
and they want to take
yeah.
it to a whole nother level. It's time for
They
you to
sure
go.
do.
It's time for you to
Yeah.
go. It's that simple. It's time for you to go.
Mm, mm,
The
mm.
moment that you show me signs of aggression towards me,
Mhm.
oh, it's time for me to go. Because
Yeah.
of
Yeah.
the simple fact, you got something going on inside your
Okay.
Mm.
mind that's gonna make you take all of that out on me. So it's time for me to go. It's that simple.
Yeah.
Okay. Now you had your brother that felt like, you was weak to let two girls pound on you. So tell me with your son, what advice would you give him compared to the advice your brother gave you?
If you gotta put your hands on her, you don't need her.
Yeah. That part.
If you gotta put your hands on her to get her to do what you need y'all to do, you don't need
Hmm.
her.
Exactly. Love it.
Yeah.
Love it. Love it.
Yeah.
Now, winding down, you already know what's up, bruh. You already know what's up. So, what we're gonna do, we're gonna go ahead and give him this opportunity to, spit a little something, something live, and give us a taste of them. Okay, Denise, thank you, dear. Give us a little taste of Mr. Recipe. So, everyone, 337.
Hmm.
All right. She told me she was sheltered as a child. And within the loving arms of her father, she wasn't allowed to confide. She said that she wasn't loved for being a black dove and would never accept her mother's love. She begged and pleaded, but her mother would never explain the reason, never told her about the countless amounts of beating, never explained that daddy wore two faces, one so loving and caring, the other cold hearted and shameless. Never told her the truth, just concealed it in her mind. Her face, the canvas displaying those internal black and blues cries. She hid the truth of the reason behind her dark complexion. By doing so, created a monster that would, for eternity, reject her heaven sent blessing. She didn't believe her black skin was the key to achieve. She doesn't believe the darker the flesh, the deeper the roots, but thinks her darkness made daddy find a new family to substitute. So, if you could give your daughter one gift, what would that one gift would be? Regardless of what she wishes it would be. Promise her she you will teach about the queens that once ruled the mighty Nile and the strength and endurance that guided them down life's green mile. Teach her that all she wishes to obtain can be gained if she uses her brain, and her treasure should only be shared with he who gives her his last name. Never let her forget about the blood, sweat, and tears that your mothers shed, fertilizing Master Willie Lynch's orchards of strange and forbidden fruit, and how the bittersweet taste of pain and joy the made it through. Teach her that love isn't served on a silver platter with a side of fist dipped in hate's batter. Because here I stand today, a man who has fallen victim to his vices and abused her in the midst of my cowardly crisis. I've been the hate, anger, passion, and rage that painted a bloody portrait of disgrace upon her face. I've released my self hatred upon her and her radiant black beauty, purposely, blow by blow, distorting her perception of a black queen, tearing down every fiber of her integrity and self esteem. So, sister, to you, I say, don't hate the fact you and your complexion aren't see through. No matter what you do, to you, stay true, trust, and believe when I say these things, they're all true. Fact is, they hate the fact they don't look like you. Why do you think they lay in the sun for hours trying to look like you? Because the darkness of your beauty is pure and true. Some, or shall I say, so mothers and daughters, I ask if you could give your daughter one gift that no weapon formed against this gift would prosper, regardless of what she wishes it would be, because through discipline, love, and honesty, change is gonna come. So when you get tired of being sick and tired, remember the battle's not over. Like my brother Gustavo once said, hold on, sister, sister, hold on. Never let go or forget about the gift God passed down to you at birth, love, understanding, and most importantly, self-worth. So mothers, I ask, daughters, I ask, if you could give your daughter one gift that no weapon formed against that gift would prosper, what would it be? If you could give it to your granddaughter or great great granddaughter, what would that one gift be?
All right, I like that. Yeah, yeah,
Love it, love it, love
love
it.
that. Yeah,
Yes. I ain't gonna ask you what message you trying to send across because I understood every word.
yeah, yeah. Love it, love that.
The message that was trying to send across was don't be ashamed of who you are,
Yes, yes.
regardless. I mean, because if you think about it, oh, this might turn into a whole nother show, but you know, as women, stop letting them body shame you and say you're not this, you're not that. Don't do that.
Mhm.
love you for who you are when it's all said and done.
Yeah.
I hear
What's
music.
wrong with this board?
You got some ghosts in your house.
I
Oh my
hear music.
goodness. I'm
Yeah,
like, wait,
right. That's
but
that 2 and 2 coming up.
yeah, we had our last one, but I mean, this has been very nutritional. I could say
Yeah,
for myself, in my eyes, I'm very proud of you. You know, as far as you came, admitting your wrongs, taking
yeah,
accountability. You know,
yeah,
also changing your life in order to make things better as a man himself, but it's set an example for others as well.
yeah.
So, you know, knowing that we worldwide, what nutritional thought would you give? Okay, I don't know if he's frozen or he's thinking.
When it comes to domestic violence,
Yes, sir.
don't put yourself in those situations.
Yeah.
And that situation could not be more relevant to what you see in your face. Don't lie to yourself. If you see it, you know it. I
Hmm.
don't care how much you don't want to say it, but you could have got the best of your life.
Hmm.
Yes,
But
yes.
but guess what's gonna happen after the ah,
Yeah, that part.
don't
Yeah.
don't don't put yourself
Yeah,
in that situation.
great word. And Dwight, give us a
I, I,
nutritional word, mister.
well, I think Daz did a great job with that and that poetry that he just came up with,
Yes.
and I agree. You just I mean, him telling his story. I think most men they just ain't came out and said, but a lot of men been through something similar like that. But I'm just glad that he told his story, and hopefully it'll encourage other men, and hopefully a lot of young men that might be watching, it'll give them something to think about, and they see those red flags, get up out of there, bro. It ain't worth it. It ain't worth it.
Exactly. And looking at this is the reason why I do what I do in my business, to where people don't understand, like, okay, you giving community service to an assault charge or somebody committed domestic violence. Anybody could be helped, anybody could be changed. It's just that
Exactly.
example that is set forth.
Hmm.
Nobody is a lost cause. Bottom line, we can change. We all are
Amen.
human. We learn from our mistakes. But I'm gonna say this as a woman, these women, you need to be careful with your words. Like
Yeah.
I said, with a man, it's just like with a woman or even a child. You
Hmm.
continue to verbally abuse them, continue to emotionally abuse them. Just like he said, it's like that glass soda. We call them long necks in Texas.
Yeah.
But you sit here and you continue to shake them, keep poking it, keep out it. It's just building and building, and it's still going to explode. And the way that a person explodes, it can end up in death.
Exactly.
We see what's going on in the world. If you're a side chick, which I don't agree with, because I like having somebody that's my own, but even as a side chick, we have already seen cases where the man has snapped because you have threatened to take his things. We had a lady already lose, I think more than one lady lose her life because of this. You
Hmm.
have to realize, one, as a side chick, that other woman got papers. That is a contract.
Hmm.
Yes, it's him that owes the wife loyalty, but at the same time, have self respect, have pride about yourself. But if you are going to be that side chick, I've always thought the side chick always provided something that the man wasn't getting at home. But in this situation, this one here was just verbally and mentally abusive, and that will cause a person to snap.
Yeah.
But don't ever feel like a man should take a blow from any woman and you think there's not going to be no repercussions. We're human. So, Des, do you have any last words before we go out? Anything you didn't? you wanted to get out to the people?
My last words would be, don't put yourself in a situation that you would or even feel, if you even have an inkling that this person may do bodily harm to you. Leave it alone.
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
Seriously.
yes.
Now, seriously. Because
Yeah.
you know, growing up from a kid, and let's just be real about it. Even if, like, just playing with family, you knew when your cousin was about to try to put hands on you.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you in a relationship, you know when that person is about to try to put hands on you. And that's not how it's supposed to be.
Exactly.
I agree.
All I
Yeah.
can
And
say.
I agree with him about saying knowing how to distance yourself. Because I'm not gonna say no names. I'm not gonna even say relation. But even some people tend to take out on a person what their own mother does or what
Yep.
she creates, and
Yep.
to the point to where you telling someone, "Well, I had to separate myself because I'm crazy." You ain't got to separate yourself. I'm removing myself. Just that disrespect alone, I don't need to be in your life.
That
So
happened
no,
one time. That happened to me one time with my dad and my mom, and they wasn't even together. They wasn't even together. And my dad put up on him with that thing like, "Don't you ever do it again."
yeah, and see that's
Wow.
my thing. I love hard, and this person I do love, but what the words that she has said to me
Yeah.
says, okay, I love her, but you know what? It's time to remove myself away from her.
Yeah.
Because long as I know in God's eye, I never done anything to her. There was no reason for her to be approached to me like that. But some people just feel that way. They feel because it's your mom or your dad or what they do or what somebody else do or your children do, they want to take it out on you too.
Yeah.
So, just know how to remove yourself from a situation. In other words, know how to love yourself enough. Because I know a lot of people say, like they stressed yesterday, there's people that go around saying they love themselves. Do you truly love yourself? Because if you truly love yourself, what I had to learn through my experiences, you don't allow things to hurt you or to tear you down. You remove yourself. You can still love that person, but you don't have to be around them like that. Know what your worth is and know what peace you want to have in life. I'm Spicy Gray. Thank you, Des, for coming on, breaking your chain. We really appreciate you. And hopefully this has reached out to someone to help them as well. Dwight, thank you so much for joining in on this interview with him. Make sure y'all tune in next week. The Grown Women of Views and Vibes will be back next Saturday. Tell you straight up. Denise has a topic. I forgot it, so that's why I mentioned it. But we're coming back as a women. But Grown Men Talking, Mr. Britton will be hosting the show on The Game Changer. I already know what the ingredients is in that, so y'all make sure y'all tune in. Thank everyone for tuning in. I thank y'all for sticking in with us. I really love you, appreciate you. Y'all have a beautiful week. Pray over your children. Pray over your family. Stay peaceful.